The church should keep off, let the president run the nation. This president cannot run the nation, and no president has ever run any nation without God successfully. None. We say we're a Christian nation. Tell me how many kings in the Bible rejected God's prophets and counsel, and the counsel never came to them privately all the time. Mwache hiyo ujinga kudhani politicians are bigger than clergymen. The spiritual governs the physical. And you'll know that very soon.
Basi mtazamaji, kabla sijaingia sana kwa mazungumzo ya siku ya leo, wacha nianze na kusema hivi. Ukisoma kitabu cha Zaburi 105 mstari wa 15 inasema kwamba do not touch my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm. Yani usije ukagusa wale watu ambao ni watu wangu, watumishi wangu. Basi wacha niingie kwenye mada ya siku ya leo. Sasa hivi nimejaribu kuangalia kile ambacho kinaendelea nchini Kenya, nikagundua kwamba vita ipo, na vita yenyewe iko kati ya serikali na kanisa. Na sidhani kama serikali itashinda ile vita, kwa sababu ukishaamua kuanza vita na wale ambao ni wa Mungu, basi umejitia kitanzi, umejiletea shida mwenyewe. Sasa juzi wale viongozi wa kanisa la Katoliki walikuwa na press briefing pale ambapo walikuwa wanajaribu kukosoa serikali kwa yale matendo ama kwa mienendo ama jinsi ambavyo wanaongoza nchi, ukisema kwamba serikali haifai kuongoza nchi jinsi ambavyo linaongoza. Yani sio vyema kudanganya wananchi, kuambia mambo ambayo wewe mwenyewe unajua kwamba hauwezi ukayatimiza, ahadi za uongo ambazo wewe mwenyewe unajua kwamba huwezi ukayatimiza. Alafu William Ruto naye pia akaanza kubishana kama alikuwa anabishana nao. Oscar Sudi naye pia akasema kwamba hao viongozi wa Katoliki ambao walikuwa wanazungumza ni kama walikuwa wanazungumza out of tribalism, ni kama walikuwa wanaeneza kile ambacho kinaitwa ukabila, kwa sababu karibu wote walikuwa wanasema kwamba kiongozi wao ni mtu wa Mkikuyu. Sawa, ni kama walikuwa wanaeneza tribalism. Gladys Sholei, huyo ni naibu wake speaker wa National Assembly, naye akakuja akasema kwamba hakuna watu ambao wana freedom kwenda kuzungumza naye William Samoei Ruto isipokuwa hawa viongozi wa makanisa. Sasa wakitaka sana kumkosoa rais, basi wanajua pale ambapo wanaweza wakaenda, lakini kila ambacho wamekifanya si nzuri sana na wanapaswa kurekebisha. Na hapo kwake Boss Sholei, kuna mhubiri mmoja ambaye ana ujumbe wake, na anasema kwamba Boss Sholei achunge sana, kwa sababu ujumbe umetoka mbinguni kuwa Boss Sholei ana kansa.
I was brought a video by Mama this week about there's some Catholic bishops who gathered together, and they were not happy with the government. But who is happy anyway? Who is happy? When President Ruto was going through every church to be prayed for, it was all good, and he could be told what to do publicly. Now, Gladys Sholei comes out, that's the video shown, and says how the church should keep off, let the president run the nation. This president cannot run the nation, and no president has ever run any nation without God successfully. None. We say we're a Christian nation. Tell me how many kings in the Bible rejected God's prophets and counsel, and the counsel never came to them privately all the time. Mwache hiyo ujinga kudhani politicians are bigger than clergymen. The spiritual governs the physical, and you'll know that very soon. And as I was shown, immediately the same angel who was in the days of Nebuchadnezzar came across Kenya and said, let that woman go to an oncologist for touching the church of God and mocking the church of God. Then publicly I've said it, not a human hand to do it. That's cancer. That's cancer. It's a very bad era to play with the church of God in Kenya. Very bad time. We are not the generation of our fathers who are told keep quiet, let politicians just rule the nation. We live in this nation also. We live here, we have a voice. When we were prophesying that you're going to set us, we were supposed to prophesy boldly and openly. When you're doing wrong now, we should do silently. Akuna. The angel said it. Na nimesema mbele ya dunia mzima. Said, let her go to the oncologist. This is cancer. For speaking against the church. The same angel who appeared when Nebuchadnezzar was proud. And they said, he'll be taken out. And he was given 1 year to repent. That same angel. When societies, this is how America started going back. Thank God for Trump. By the church becoming quiet, you told, oh, you know, don't enter politics. Don't enter what? You can't separate the church and politics. You can't. Because all nations belong to Jesus.
Yani nimekuambia kuwa sasa hivi ni vita ipo kati ya serikali na kanisa. Ndio maana kila wakati huwa nauliza hili swali ya kwamba ni kati ya serikali na kanisa, yani kuna nini? Alafu kuna wale pia wamekuwa wakiuliza kwa nini kanisa la ACK wamenyamaza hivi, kwa nini wale Sapit amenyamaza, ama amenyamaza kwa sababu William Ruto ni kabila lao, ni Mkalenjin. Lakini leo Ole Sapit amezungumza. Na kile ambacho amelisema ndio ningependa nikusomee hata na wewe usikize, ujue kwamba kweli vita ipo. Na William Samoei Ruto aligusa pabaya. Na nilisema hili nilisema kwamba ukijaribu kuangalia kanisa la Katoliki is the mother church. All these denominations came from Catholic Church. So the moment umegusa Catholic Church ni kama umegusa kila pahali. Sasa Ole Sapit mwenyewe amezungumza leo na alikuwa na press briefing, na hiki ndiko kitu ambacho amekisema. Wacha nikusomee tu. The Anglican Church of Kenya, ACK. Now, statement from the Anglican Church of Kenya on misleading information regarding the church's position on governance issues affecting the nation. The Anglican Church of Kenya takes great exception to reports in some section of the media which seems to indicate that ACK do not agree with Catholic bishops for calling out the government on a number of issues facing the country. We, the ACK, fully supports the Catholic bishop statements to the nation. We believe that the government is yet to turn around the country and steer it in the right direction. Calling church leaders names or dismissing the bishop's statements as misleading, are erroneous and false, is itself dishonest. The bishops have spoken the minds of Kenyans and faithfully express the truth as things are on the ground. No amount of attacks or intimidation will deter the church from calling out evil and speak the truth to power. Let the political classes and those in government calm down from their high horses, listen for once, rather than seemingly perpetuate the commonplace culture of impunity. The governed do not need lectures, but services and honest engagement. Please concentrate on providing leadership in a meaningful way and first tackle the myriad of problems that is bedeviling the country. It cannot be gainsaid that the new university funding model has not worked. Public universities are barely functioning. Perpetual delays in releasing capitation has continued to undermine effective running of public schools. It cannot be gauged that the transition from National Health Insurance Fund, the NHIF, to Social Health Insurance Fund, that is the SHIF, has been anything but smooth, causing Kenyans untold suffering. It cannot be gained that Kenyans have suffered unexpected abductions, forced disappearance, and unresolved murders. Who should be held responsible if not the government? It cannot be gained that Kenyans are struggling with the punitive taxes, unemployment crisis, and less than ideal business environment. It cannot be gains that the most vulnerable Kenyans have experienced in eviction with no viable alternative to their already precarious living arrangements. In the circumstances, we should not simply fold our hands and pray for miracles. We do not also condemn the government or even criticize for the sake of it. We nevertheless demand transparency, greater accountability, time-bound plans, and urgent interventions in such services especially medical care, which cannot wait. It is time for the government realize that too much talk and open-ended promises will not do. The ancient wisdom still holds true that when the rulers are good, the people are happy. When the rulers are evil, the people complain. That is from the book of Proverbs 29 verses 2. Hey. The Most Reverend Dr. Jackson Ole Sapit. Where I tell you, it is time. It is time for William Ruto to know that he declared war. He started a war that is not going to be very easy for him to end. Everybody, everywhere is all about the government, all the churches is all about William Ruto, the government, William Ruto, the government. The preaching, the sermons have turned from the Bible to William Ruto, which is right. It is only the church. It is only the church that can stand on its own and correct the government. So now, this is information. This is the statement that have come from Ole Sapit himself. So I don't know how I don't know how Oscar Sudi is going to turn this. I don't know whether he's going to say that now Ole Sapit is tribalistic. Yeah, that is sounding tribalistic or what? Now take a look at Oscar Sudi. Oscar Sudi, when the Catholic churches made the statement, Oscar Sudi said that it was all about tribalism. Gladys Bosolei from Kalenjin also said that it's all about tribalism. So I wonder what they are going to say about this statement that has come from Ole Sapit. Are they also going to say that this one is tribalistic? I don't know whether they're also going to say that this one is tribalism, but I thank all these church pastors, all these bishops, all these reverends for standing, because now this is the real reason as why now we have churches around. They should now stand in the gap and correct the government. So how I wish that William Ruto would understand, how I wish that William Ruto will know that where we are headed, where he has taken this government is in the wrong direction and everybody is against it. This issue, even, it is so much painful that even pastors, even bishops and fathers are saying that they are going to call for demonstration. And if the moment they call for demonstrations, let them make sure, even their church members make sure that they attend that demonstration.
Kwa hivyo wakati nitamuita maandamano, mutoke. Tukisema haki, na mimi ndio nitakuwa naongoza. Na tunaweza ingia State House. Wewe usicheze na sisi. Zote tunateseka, watu wanakufa hivyo bure kwa sababu matibabu imekuwa ipatika. Hii inaitwa anganisha na shia na wote. Si mnaikumbuka hiyo? Hata ieleweki ni gani. Na imekuwa shinda kubwa kwa watu. Na sasa wakaeleza na wakaambia kiongozi wetu kuna mambo mengi hawafurahii. Na uongo umekuwa mwingi katika nchi yetu. Watu wanaambiwa watafanyiwa hivi na wafanyiwi. Na hata sisi tunayaona na tunayapitia, na ni sisi tuko pale. Tukiwaambia wanakuja wanatuambia nyinyi hamuna ukweli wa mambo yale mnasema. Halo? Hamkusikia wakisema hivyo jana? Walisema hatuna nini? Ukweli. Hebu uliza neighbor kama hatuna ukweli kweli. Mambo haya hatuna ukweli na yanafanyika mbele ya macho yetu. Yanafanyika tukiona, kwa hivyo tuko na ukweli. Yes, hatuwezi kuambiwa hatuna ukweli. na uongo tumendanganywa ya kuto, lakini nimwambie Mungu wetu atudanganye. Mungu wetu hata tundanganya, tutaweza kushinda yo. Viongozi wetu wabadilike, na wakibadilika nchi yetu itakuwa sawa kabisa. Si hata wewe unasikia pressure ile iko? Si magoti imekuwa juu sana? Hello?
So it's not all about the Gen Zs. It's not all about the revolution that was being called by the Gen Zs. It's all about the revolution that is being called by now churches. And I think one thing I'm trying to note, I'm starting noticing, is that now the churches are now the greatest opposition of the government, which is right. The churches are now opposing what the government is saying or is doing.
There is no leader, a thief, who stole from the public, raised their family from stealing money, who have a strong family behind them. They die leaving hopeless generations, broken generationally, broken genetically, broken socially, broken familiarly. It's as simple as that. Selfishness. Selfishness. Even if you kill everybody, you don't become great. You become a leader who killed. People will not revere you as the great man who lived in leading others. People will fear you because you are a killer. You kill because of either insecurity, esteem, or whatever.